For those of you who don't know, New York Comic Con was a few days ago.
Yep, and we've been going together since I want to say
we've been going together for years and years. So
I want to say 2012 is when we first went together.
Here wanted to do a
haul video.
Yeah, on what we got while we were there.
Yeah, I did back a while when this channel was older and I was under a different name. I did one with my friends where we did a haul on what we got from the mall. But, my face was in that one, so you guys are never going to see that. And we both love Comic-Con, and we love a lot of geeky and nerdy merchandise, so I thought it'd be cool to show you guys what we got, because a lot of things you get at Comic-Con are harder to find online sometimes, or if you find them, someone bought it at Comic-Con already and then they're selling it for a ton more than you'd spend there.
Either way, it's a fun experience, but we probably would have done this days ago, but Comic-Con is very tiring.
Yes, we were on our feet, I want to say, for maybe counting from the time we woke up till the time we got home, about a little over 12 hours.
Yeah, and you know, it makes your hips sore, your shoulders sore, and the two of us apparently pretty much slept the entire day after. Thank God neither of us had anywhere else to be that day.
Yeah, thank God
so
neither of us had work.
We were very, very not camera ready. We probably would have fallen asleep.
Yeah.
And while that would be probably amusing to see, not exactly what we're going for.
Yeah, not very productive.
So, but at the end of the video, we're going to talk about what we're going to do for the next 3 videos for this month, so stay tuned for that. So the first thing I guess that we can show off is our shirts. We both got these at Comic-Con.
Yep.
Barry over there got a Hawkeye shirt, and I got a One Piece shirt.
Yeah.
So
should we tell them the stories behind getting these shirts, or?
Not much of a story. We went to different shirt stalls, and we eventually found a shirt we wanted.
Yeah, well, actually, for this shirt, I saw this first at the Tower of T-shirts, but a safe rule to play by when you're buying a T-shirt from Comic-Con is to assume that they're men's sizes unless they say otherwise. And so, in my case, I'd either go for a medium or a small, but the Tower of T-shirts only had this in an extra large, and
we had to go to several booths of shirts before we found it again.
Yep. I finally
she
found
was
this.
Very excited.
I finally found this at a booth that was selling a lot of vintage and new superhero T-shirts. So I was happy. This is my 5th Hawkeye shirt, I think.
She loves Hawkeye.
I do.
Me, I just randomly found it, and I like One Piece, and I needed another One Piece shirt, so I'm like, okay.
It looks good on you.
Thank you. Yours looks good on you too.
Thank you. So, should we dive into our bags?
Sure. How about the first thing we show off is these?
Oh, yes.
So we both got some Beersteins, because there's this very cool stall that sells them. They use like sandblasters to get the patterns on. Mm-hmm. So this one I actually got from my brother, because he likes Game of Thrones.
And I have the same one, because I like Game of Thrones. This is, for anyone who's just getting into Game of Thrones or doesn't know it, this is for, House Stark.
It's one of the families, that's really all it's.
Yep, their symbol is a wolf, and their motto is winter is coming, because their homeland is very cold and very snowy.
Yeah, okay. And I got myself a Kingdom Hearts one because I love the game, and the 3rd game is finally coming out. It's been years. I didn't think it was going to happen, but it did. And this is cool because it's got Sora and like 3 Keyblades on it. So, yeah, I like it.
Alright, so those are the Beersteins.
Mm-hmm. There were also like coffee mugs and stuff, but I didn't really need one, so.
No, I think we have enough mugs.
Alright, well the next one, I guess, for what we got are wall scrolls. Huzzah!
Yay!
So, I don't really want to be, unraveling them.
Me either.
So we're going to hold up this part here to the camera, so you can have a look.
Would you like to go first?
Sure, okay. So this is one of the ones I got. It is for Assassination Classroom. So there you go. And Fairy, she liked it too, but this was the only one left. And because she is so nice, and I've liked the anime longer than her, and I got her into the anime, she said I could have it. And we actually did find it in like regular poster form, so she was able to get it as well.
But I'm not gonna unwrap this because this is actual paper and this is more likely to get ruined. But just to show you guys, this is the poster.
So the next one I got this year, I get a couple every year, so I have a ton up in my room. But the next one I got is this one. It is for Black Clover. I've just gotten my brother into that one, so he's watching it. Although the English dub is not on Hulu yet, which is annoying. But it'll get there eventually.
Hey, I'm still waiting for when Kill la Kill's in the dub on Netflix because it's only Japanese.
Oh yeah, it's on Hulu though. Yeah, that's where I watch it now.
Right.
And the last wall scroll I got is for My Hero Academy.
Right, she has 3.
Yes. So I got 3 this year. I usually get 2 or 3 every year because you can get it online on like Amazon and stuff, but I prefer to get it in real life because then you get a better look at it, you get a better look at how big it is, and it's just my preference. So those are all the wall scrolls I got this year.
Yep. And I got wall scrolls as well. I got 2 normally. I think I've gotten 1 every year, but the first one I got, and Dragon actually already owns this one as well, is from Hitalia Axis Powers. It's got all of the allies on it, I believe.
It's got the entire main cast on it.
The entire main cast, the allies and the Axis Powers. And because I'm a sucker for some older animes, and Inuyasha is one of my favorites, I got
it was actually one of the first
wall scroll.
What was it? Sorry, I cannot talk. Inuyasha was actually one of the first animes I was into when I knew what anime was. Like when you're a kid, you know, you watch Pokemon, you watch Digimon, you watch Yu-Gi-Oh, you watch Dragon Ball Z.
You don't know what it's called, though.
You just know it's a cartoon and it's awesome.
And usually you get an idea if you're, depending on how old you are, that it usually takes place in Japan, like most animes do.
But Inuyasha was like the first show that I knew it was an anime. I knew what an anime was, and I got into it, and I would, you know, like DVR it from Adult Swim in like middle school. But then I eventually bought it, so I didn't have to do it anymore. It's very long.
Yeah.
So you get to pick next, I guess.
Alright, let's dive
We're just randomly reaching into our baggies. We got.
We're just randomly
getting these out.
Them.
So we're just gonna randomly go in, and if we find any more that are similar,
alright. Well,
you just reach in and grab it.
This was the first thing I grabbed. So this is just an amethyst crystal. I am very into stones. Like I have a smaller amethyst somewhere in my room. I have a bag full of rose quartz and white sage, but I guess I don't feel too uncomfortable disclosing this with the internet, but I have very bad anxiety, and amethyst is supposed to help with anxiety, so
I usually just hit her on the head, and it tends to calm her down. Or make her laugh, which is, you know.
With a book, though, I grab.
Well, yes, I use a book because I usually have some kind of book on me.
And I don't mind a book because a book is full of knowledge of some sort, whether it be fictional or not.
I just like hitting books.
Yeah, so I got this. 1 for anxiety and 2 because it's pretty. And plus I'm really fond of amethyst from Steven Universe too, so.
Oh my god.
Yes, that's a crystal I got.
Okay, so this is my turn. Okay. Now, I have to be very quiet about this, because this is also a present from my brother. I like to at least get 1 Christmas present for someone while there. And again, he likes Game of Thrones, so I got him a shirt. They had one I liked more, but they didn't have any in the size, so. You know, that's the problem. You gotta be careful, because especially if you're going on Sunday, which we did. It was not the only day we went, but Sunday was a day we went. A lot of their stuff is low on stock.
Because it is the last day.
Exactly, so you might not get what you want.
Alright, diving back into the bag. And again, we're just pulling things out at random. So, Alright, so also every year when we go, we like to at least buy one DVD or Blu-ray, usually of an anime that we're both into, and
Well, that one of us is
or that one of us is into. But
another one I got you into.
this is another one she got me into. This is called Aquarion and
Genesis.
Aquarion Genesis, and I guess the best way to describe
It's a fighting
it.
robot anime, basically. But it's a bit more than that. We're not gonna go into it because we'll be here all day, and we might do a video on that eventually.
Yeah, but it involves robots and
Reincarnation and
And-
fighting, and it's awesome. And the music is pretty good too.
yes.
Like, this is one of the shows where if you own it and you're watching, you're watching the whole series in a go, where you won't skip the intro and the outro every time. You'll listen to it at least a couple.
Mhm. I think we watched the whole series in one day actually.
We did.
I think it was like from 1:30 to 4 a.m. we watched this.
We didn't know where to be the next day. We could stay up late if we wanted.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I liked it. We were hanging out with a friend who wanted to see it again. She hadn't seen it yet, so so it was fun. I got me a One Piece collection because I'm very behind on that. So I got part 18. I'm mostly behind because I try to watch it with my brother, and he's like, I can sit down and watch it all day long, and like, I might read something on my iPad or something while watching it, but I can do that. He can't. He can go maybe a couple of hours, and then he wants to ditch me and go play video games, which is his right. So I'm behind partly because of that, and eventually I'll get sick and just go through a ton of collections on my own. Then I'll feel guilty, so I'll stop for a while. It's a mixed bag.
Mhm.
But One Piece is awesome, and I'm happy because I'm almost at the time skip part, and I'm looking forward to getting there.
All right.
So I guess now it's my turn to be the first one to go.
Yep.
This makes me unbelievably happy.
Yep. So
I'm gonna free him now.
all right, I'll explain to them who that is. So for those of you who
There's a story
played
behind it.
For those of you who have played Mass Effect before, this is Grunt. He appears in Mass Effect 2
And 3.
and 3.
But he's only a party member in 2.
Yes, so he is a Krogan, but he is tank bred, and you as Shepard have the option to free him, and depending on the route you go with him, or usually you're his parent,
Kind
because
of. It's never outright spoken, but you're the one who let him out of the tank, then he took his first actual breath, and then you spend the whole game teaching him basically.
and then you help him through a rite of passage, which just means he's going through puberty.
Yes, where you can kill a Thresher Maul,
Mhm.
which is always fun.
Yeah, but even more of a story behind this plushie. So I want to say about 2 or 3 years ago when we went, that plushie was there for sale again, but it was in a mystery bag, and
We didn't really know about it until I think the Sunday.
I really loved the plushie, so what I did was I bought the mystery bag, which I think was probably about $40.
But we knew for a fact there was a Grunt in there because the guy at the stall, he looked through it and he found one of Grunt's blue eyes. So he's like, "This is the last one we got. We don't have any we can just out and sell." So
So
I
I
let Fairy
got
get
it.
it.
And I ended up giving the rest of the things in the mystery bag to a friend. And we looked online for that after, and he was actually the same price as the whole mystery bag. But when we went this year, we first
So
saw
I
him.
said no. I figured I'd find him again eventually. Last year we didn't find him anywhere, which made me sad. But that's life, so I dealt.
Yep, but we found him this year, and we saw a whole bunch of them at the stall.
And they were on sale for like
$10.
So I freaked out in a good way, and then I bought it, and then I was like so happy for the rest of the day. It was amazing.
Now we both have
And
our
now I
own
have
tank
a baby
babies.
Grunt. Yeah, I have a baby Grunt now. And I don't know where I'm gonna put him. 'Cause I'd say on my bed. My bed's kind of crowded because I got regular pillows and I got my Godzilla plushie. Godzilla's probably going to be territorial. So So yeah, I don't know where I'm gonna put him, but he's adorable and I love him and I'll find a spot. So yeah. And the other plushie I got, a shiny red Gyarados. Fairy got a Gyarados too, but a regular blue one. I let her pick. But she likes blue, I like red, so it made sense. But she forgot that Gyarados.
Yeah, I forgot him at home.
Yeah,
He's sitting with my other plushies.
But you know, if you see the normal, well not the shiny one, you can imagine what the blue one looks like. It's actually kind of funny because they have like stalls with plushies all over. Hey, Andy baby. But and right before we found the stall that was selling these, I saw a Magic Cart plushie as we were leaving that one aisle. And I thought to myself, Magic Cart's cool, but I wish that I could find a Gyarados plushie. And then like 2 seconds later, I saw one and I'm like, oh my god. So I had to go get one. And Fairy here, she's not as into Pokemon as I am.
I'm more into the original 151.
Which Gyarados is parts. I'm like, you want to get one and I get the other? And she's like, okay. So I let her pick.
I do like some from the Johto League, I will say that.
So I let her pick. She picked blue, I got red, I got Gyarados. And they're so cute. I love them.
My turn?
Yep. Unless, you didn't get any other plushies, right?
No.
Okay.
Alright, just digging through. Alright, so this next thing I'm going to show you guys, I'm probably not going to use for a long time, but I first saw this, they're there every year. I saw this on Saturday when we went. It was expensive, so I was like, you know what, I'll think on it, and if I'm still thinking on it by the next day, I'll buy it. But I am a huge fan of journals, and
it's my go-to present for her for stuff if I can't find anything.
And I really like the old leather-bound ones, and I found this one, and I'll bring it a little closer. This one has a mermaid on it, and besides a fairy, a mermaid's one of my favorite mythological creatures.
She likes water.
Hence my name, Water Fairy.
Didn't they give you like a tiny one with it?
Oh yeah. Is that in here?
And she got like a really teeny one. We had to look through the whole thing because she was like, I don't know what design on it I want. And there weren't a lot of variations. You find it?
I might have actually left the tiny one at home.
Okay, it kind of has a heart on it.
Yeah, it had a heart design on it.
Okay, so this is another present we got for someone, and on the chance that he's going to watch this, we're not going to leave this on the screen for very long.
But this is
He likes Gundam sets. They have a lot of those there. So we pooled our money together to get him a more expensive one, and it's shiny and gold and has a cool looking gun on it. So
we actually, Gundams are a go-to gift for him, so we're always trying to find new ones, make sure, did we get him this before? Do you think he has this?
No, so we got him that. Hopefully it's not something he has.
My turn. What else do I have? Alright, so...
My dogs are just wandering around. What are you doing back there, baby?
A little background for you guys.
Cody, stop.
See, are your glasses okay?
Yeah. They just knocked into each other a bit.
Oh, careful,
They're
Cody.
They're fine.
Alright, so...
I want to put them in the bag in case something like that happens. You gotta calm down.
Anyways.
The weather's kind of iffy right now, and this one reacts to it. I'll take care of that soon. We got a vest we can put on him.
So, whenever we go to the city, one of our go-to spots is a comic book store called Midtown Comics, and they
have a stall, so we went and we bought stuff.
So,
Dark Horse also had a stall, but we didn't really get much from there.
So I'll show you some of the manga I got first. So, as Dragon said earlier, one thing she got me into that we both like is Assassination Classroom, and we both already watched the anime, but I really wanted to read the manga. So I've got volume 1 here, and volume 2. With Koro Sensei's face as the cover in different shades. Stop it, Cody. Cody,
Calm down,
come
baby.
on, calm down, it's okay. And
Okay.
Do you want to show them some of what you got too?
So what
before-
other manga did you get?
Oh.
Show them everything you got from the comic book store, and then I'll show them what I got.
All right. I've got like 3 more, so. So this is something that we were actually both watching before. Everyone's talked about My Hero Academia, and I've heard good things, so I decided I'm going to start reading that. I have volume 1 and volume 2. I couldn't find volume 3, so I didn't bother buying 4 or 5 because I can't read ahead without volume 3.
You'll find it in Barnes & Noble the next time you go.
Alright, let me just show you the one other thing I got from Midtown Comics. Put this away.
He doesn't like the pressure in the air, is our best guess. But he's fine, he's fine.
Alright, and the other thing I got
Sit.
is a Darth Vader comic. And there is another Darth Vader comic book series that I own all 4 volumes for, but I believe the other one takes place after the events of A New Hope. This one actually starts right after Revenge of the Sith, so I started with volume 1 because volume 2 wasn't there, so again,
She'll get it eventually.
I'll get it eventually.
Okay. And now the comics I got. They did not have any manga volumes I needed, so I did not get any this year. But, so for comics I got, okay, this one they were handing out somewhere for free, so I kind of just took it. Same with this Buffy comic. It's very, very short, but again, it was free. I like the Buffy comics. They were handing them out at Dark Horse, so I grabbed one. So the other thing I got, because I was sorely behind, was 3 volumes of the Harley Quinn comic book series. I'm now all caught up. It is a beautiful thing.
Alright.
Yep. So it's a funny comic book series, and like I said, I was very behind. 3 whole volumes I needed to get. I've been preoccupied with reading other things. So I'm now all caught up.
Alright, I think.
And well, there is something. So on Saturday before we left, the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle series, Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, had this booth where you could make this GIF, and they gave us a ton of free stuff associated with it. So buttons were one of them. Other things, but I didn't bring them down here with me.
Yeah, they give us stickers, but I don't have them either.
Yeah, but it was cool, and I'll get a little closer for anyone who's curious. And it was a fun thing, and the GIF actually was cool looking.
Is there anything else in your bag?
No. It's not
Alright.
good.
I have one more thing in here. Alright, so I'm going to take these out for you guys to see. But one thing I like to do is I like collecting costume goggles. I have a pair of Steampunk goggles. They're blue with purple lenses. And I got these, I guess you can call them aviator goggles. And
She thought they were cool, she wanted them, so she bought them.
yep, and I might use these in the future. I don't know. I know if you guys have played Injustice 2, Harley Quinn has these on top of her head with her costume, but everyone does Harley Quinn, so who knows if I'll ever be her.
Yep. Okay, so that's it for our haul.
Yes, it is.
I hope you're in awe of all our fantastical stuff that we bought. So before we go away, I want to talk to you guys about what our next couple of videos are going to be, because normally, well, the past 2 times, we've done a month, we've picked a series, and then we've talked about 4 characters in that series. So for October, we're going to do something different every year. That's the plan. Whether we continue with that, we'll see, and we'll give a brief summary of what I'm about to say in our next video for anyone who doesn't watch this one. But what we're going to do is, because most Halloween-y movies, even some that don't take place on Halloween, but like, Stephen King stuff, for example, we talk about for this month, most of them aren't really series.
Yeah.
So the characters are more limited, not in just their number, but in how much development they get. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to hey, calm down. So sorry about that. So what we're going to do is you tell them we're going to do that.
All right,
Cody,
so
come on.
what we're going to do is we're going to take one movie, and I think I know it's not going to be with all the movies, but most of them were actually a book first, so not all of them, but yeah, sorry.
Okay, so what we're going to do is instead we're going to have
Sit.
I'm going to restart that. Yeah. So what we're going to do is, because they're so limited, is we're going to spend all 3 videos for the rest of the month talking about intercharacter relationships on a whole. We're going to probably do it one big video, split it into 3, and post them as soon as we can. And it's going to just be some Halloween movie, because again, most of them is just the one movie. Some of them have a series, so if it is a series, we'll do it like normal. Like if we do, I don't know, Halloween Town or something.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was a big part of my childhood. But like if we're doing something like Coraline or Paranorman, that's a one movie. And I know Coraline comes from a book, but neither of us have read it, and at the moment we have no intentions to.
Yeah.
So we can't really talk about the differences there. So what we're going to do is, unless it's a movie that is a series of some sort, we're going to just talk about it in more broad terms, like, oh, we liked the relationship between characters A and B, but we didn't like how A and C acted around each other. So that's what we're going to discuss. So it'll be a bit different, and we haven't decided precisely what we're going to do next, but we'll go over this again in our next video so no one is caught off guard by the change of pace.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's it.
Yep, so I hope you guys enjoyed our haul.
We did.
So that's it. We hope you guys have a good day, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Bye. Next time you see us, though, we will be in our Halloween costumes, so don't be surprised by that.
Bye.
Bye.